All right, we are here with House of Torg. So we're gonna quickly go around and say who you are, as people would know you online, and who you play, and what your role on the ship is, and then we will continue on. And we are going to start with the captain.
My name is Hod Borak Hod, and that is a callback, kind of, sort of, to a previous stream on a different channel. But yeah, I'm actually Borak Hod, which means Captain Borath. Yeah, and I basically run the show around here, and every time I do anything, everything falls apart, and then we try to bring things back together with moderate, limited success. It's so much fun. You may know me from being a famous rock star in Copper Magma, whatever it's called.
Copernicus Magma.
Yeah, that's what it is. Or you may know me from Kent with Bent, where I play the role of Bent Hovind, no relation.
All right. And let's go on to Commander Lorg.
I am Lorg. I am a banana guard of the God Emperor and played by T.D. Lane.
All right. And what is your role on the ship?
I am a first officer and securities officer.
Okay.
I ensure the security.
Let's go to Lieutenant Commander Crooge, whose character will not be joining us due to injuries.
I am Lieutenant Commander Crooge. I'm currently in sickbay, resting, due to several near-death experiences.
Yes.
I'm also known as Duke Ellington. I'm Bent's brother. I'm his younger brother. He lets me hang around sometimes.
Aww. That's so sweet.
He lets me let him hang around, so.
Oh, okay. Let's go to Lieutenant Mogoth. Oh, I'm sorry. And Crooge, you were what was your role on the ship again?
I am the helmsman.
There you go. Not anymore. Well, not right now.
Not right now.
All right, and Lieutenant Mogoth.
I'm playing as Lieutenant Mogoth, the ship's engineer, and I am Deadly Dakota Raptor, who's not doubt all internet famous.
Okay. And last but not least, we come to Crewman Ehul.
Hello on the internet fame. I'm Corporal Anon. I play Ehul, who is the ship's cook and the basically our field medic. And my job, basically, at the end of each session, is to get this crew absolutely plastered up.
Yes, definitely. All right, and also, hello, Donald Edwards. It is great to have you here in chat. We are going to do a quick recap of last time on Star Trek House of Torg. So, last time, you guys had been stuck doing exploration in the Shackleton Expanse for weeks upon weeks with nothing more interesting than a rogue comet flying through space. It had been boring, and everyone was kind of getting tired of it. When suddenly, a mysterious geodesic dome containing a forest was encountered. It had been heavily damaged, and based on your scans, it was heavily damaged by the galactic barrier that surrounds the galaxy that it had encountered when coming to the Milky Way from the Large Magellanic Cloud. So, you decided to investigate, and you found that there was the buzzing of insects all throughout the area, even though you couldn't actually see any insects. So you scanned around, and you noticed that there was this impression of music, and eventually humanoid plant-based creatures emerged from seed pods, started doing stuff. And then eventually they attacked you, but you managed to successfully defeat them, get back to the ship, and then examine one of the incapacitated creatures with the help of your knockoff Russian EMH.
Yay.
Yes, who likes to hum the national anthem of the Soviet Union / Russian Federation while he does scans. And who also might increase the complication range of any checks he takes, because he's bootlegged. So, you know. So let's see. Then we went back down to the planet and encountered a little bit more resistance, and eventually Ensign Gensen ended up inside of a seed pod where she had little plant tendrils inserted into her brain, and she is now sort of the mouthpiece of the collective consciousness of the forest. And yeah, you guys discovered after that the trees were sentient and under attack by a group of insect-like creatures, and you just managed to get some negative ions in place near you so that you guys could see some of them. And there you go. We are back. That is next time, and now the conclusion. But by conclusion, I mean we're gonna hit the opening credits.
Loch. Shuvet vurche. Klingon Sorpuq vaHbo. Takme tahbo bech dochvamhe. Kheilish batval. Klingon wopvaje. Kotbe khut tu charchtach.
And now, the conclusion. Although, unfortunately, we don't have an audio clip of Majel Barrett saying that, which maybe we should get.
Yeah.
Get it?
I'll
Alright.
ask her. Oh, wait.
Yeah, exactly. Alright, so, whoops. Are you kidding me? Whatever. Just... Sorry, I clicked the wrong thing on this, so...
I can't hear the ship anymore.
Yeah, it's because you're on the planet. Or not the planet, sorry. You're on the alien ship, and you have now encountered strange bug-like creatures after the Ensign Gensen, who is now the mouthpiece for the kind of collective consciousness of the forest, has told you about them. So, now there are these small insect-like things, and I did read it before, but I will describe them, what's happening. So as the trees manage to flood the area directly surrounding the ruins with negative ions, these insect creatures start to slow down and become visible. And several of the gardeners veer away and begin stomping at the ground just inside this bioelectric field that is projecting these negative ions. And the chorus of clicking rises from the floor, and the gardeners are squishing insects, presumably the wood-boring pests. The creatures are 7 centimeters long, 4-armed and multi-legged. They have arched exoskeletons and 2 antennae that swoop back almost to the very end of their bodies. Pairs of sharp teeth in circular mouths protract and retract below compound crescent-shaped eyes. And these, it seems, are the cause of the leaking tree sap and dying diseased trees.
That's kind of gross, dude. Those are
You know, Captain, remember that suggestion about the bug spray?
Go on.
We charge it with negative ions and then just basically carpet bomb the place with it.
Make it so.
Well, as you're discussing that, one of the last creatures inside the area where you can still see them is about to be stomped on by a gardener when your universal translator translates, "Help me!"
Of course, they're sentient.
From the
Nothing
bug.
they can't.
Don't squish it. That's an order.
All right. Well, actually, you can't order, but you can ask Ensign Gensen to stop it, because Ensign Gensen is at least now partially the trees herself.
She speaks for the trees.
Yeah, basically. It's literally true.
Please tell the trees, stop.
You're a
All
literal druid at this point.
I am transmitting that message. Trees, stop stomping on these insects.
All right.
Because they are sentient.
After that, her voice changes back to that of the trees, and it says, "These are the ones who are causing us to die. We must be rid of them."
No, there must be a way you can peacefully coexist.
Then it says, "That is unlikely, but if you can find an agreement that will keep us alive, we will abide by it."
We've got a great plan. It's a 30-day plan. Day 1 today, but by day 30, it works. So we'll get right back to you on that. All right, crew.
Drink
Day 1.
drink this one drink, and you'll be able to coexist peacefully with all animals, as long as you.
30-day plan, 30 points, 1 point per day.
Okay.
Go.
All right, what else? What else? Do you got?
Well, okay, so negative ions, expose them.
Okay.
But they just talk to us, so I guess we can talk to the insects if they can talk to us, right? We should maybe see what they need to eat and see if we can provide
Maybe
that.
they just want a bunch of negative ions to eat. Let's ask.
Yeah, I would ask them what they eat and what they want to eat.
Well, it says, "We have to eat the sap. It keeps us alive."
Trees, can you just give them the sap?
They have been taking the sap, and it's been what's killing us.
But just give it to them.
Can't we make synthetic sap and beam it down, and then when they get to the planet, have them relocate and separate?
Maybe. You would probably have to take a bug with you to test.
Captain.
Yeah.
Can they eat sap that is?
Ask.
Do they have to eat the sap of these trees, or can they eat the sap of any tree?
To whom are you speaking?
The insects.
This is the only source we've found to stave off the degeneration.
What degeneration?
For many generations now, our people have developed a neurodegenerative disease. It brought us near to the edge of extinction. And so all of us who hadn't shown symptoms fled our colony and wandered in the depths of space searching for something to save us. But it turns out that even though they didn't have any symptoms, they were just late to develop, and we started to die again. But we came across the geodesic dome, and we started tasting the sap, and it slowed and even reversed the course of the disease, but it can't cure us.
Well, first of all, were you wearing your masks? Because you probably should have been.
What
So
masks?
there's that. But secondly, yeah, maybe we can find a cure.
Have you tried bleach?
No, we have not tried bleach. It is toxic to our species.
Maybe if we could bring
there you go.
one of you on board our ship, we could have our doctor or medic analyze it and see if they can come up with a cure.
I am willing to go aboard.
Okay. Well, how about we do that for now? Trees, please stop it for now, and we'll get back to you as soon as we can with hopefully a cure for everyone.
All right, Ensign Gensen, in the voice of the tree, says, "We only have a few days. You'll have to go fast. And if more than 2 days go by, we will have to do what we can to eradicate these invaders."
I don't know. Corporate's going to go ballistic, but I think maybe we can. What do you guys think? All right, so we'll do that. We have a deal. So let's prepare to beam back aboard unless there's any other business we need to take care of.
I mean, you could ask questions if you want. Other than asking questions of the trees, there's not much else to do.
It seems like no one has any questions, so I say let's beam back.
All right. How do you say it in Klingon?
I don't know.
Rojol.
I don't know that.
Oh, Joel.
Yeah.
One off a bridge.
All right, so you all beam back up, and of course, insect noises stop. We can go back to having some nice ship music. All right, so you get the little insect guy over to the sick bay. And does anyone want to activate the emergency medical hologram?
Computer activate emergency medical hologram.
Okay, and this is a new scene, so we are going to drop the momentum down by 1. All right, and of course,
how much momentum do we have?
How much what?
Momentum.
Oh, you are up at 4 right now.
All right, thank you.
So, a balding human male in a Starfleet uniform appears and says, "Please state the nature of the medical emergency."
Well, Doc, here's the problem. We got these little insect thingies that are sentient, and they have this deadly disease that's killing them, and the only solution they've found, which won't cure them but will help them, is the sap from these trees that are getting killed by these insects when they eat their sap. So the trees are trying to kill them, and everyone just wants to live. Is there any way you could find a cure for whatever this disease is?
Ooh, fascinating. I will look into that. All right, so in this scene, would anyone like to control the doctor? Basically, you just get to roll for him.
No thanks.
I'm good.
Sure. What is the role?
Well, that is a good question, but first I'm going to pull up his rules for me, so that way I know what to tell you, because you're actually going to end up having to type in /roll space 2d20, just because I don't have his character set up, so my bad on that.
Whoops.
So I have to roll a challenge dice, you're saying?
No, this would be a regular test. I'm just double checking to make sure that I know the rules for the character, because I forgot to bring them up, so. Oh, come on, computer, don't be a jerk. Why is it doing this? Ancient world stars. Radad. All right. I am sorry about this. I don't know what's happening. I cannot find it. More races. Nest in the Dark. Operation Division. Quick Start. Remnants. Transfer into standard. TNG. Forever the Crime. These voyages. Mrs. Compendium. Tribble. Yeah, that's a problem. I cannot find his rules. I had his rules.
Well, that's not good.
Yeah, no, that's not great at all. If someone can find that for me, that would be great, because I don't know where it went, and that's starting to bug me, because I had it. Okay, maybe it's in here. Here we go. Voyager, got it. Sorry about that. I should have had that brought up from last time, so please forgive me for that little delay of game, which actually that is literally what that was, isn't it? All right,
yeah,
so
we need something to fill that air when stuff like this occasionally happens.
right, so this is going to be a let's see. This is actually going to be a timed challenge. So we haven't done a time challenge yet. So a time challenge means you only have so long to figure this out, or your patient will die. Now you can try to get a new patient, but remember, you do not have a whole lot of time, right? So you have 20 hours to figure this out.
How about it?
Each task that you take will take 2 hours, unless you do things like spend momentum to reduce the amount of time it takes. Okay? So this is a new way to spend momentum, is to reduce the amount of time that it takes. You can reduce it from 2 intervals, which is 2 hours, down to 1 interval, which is 1 hour, because each interval is an hour. Setbacks, like complications, or if I spend threat, may increase the time that it takes for you guys to accomplish this task. So this is a tricky and somewhat complicated one, so, you know, we're both gonna have to be, I guess, learning together somewhat. So
you've got at most like 20 rolls then?
No, normally you would have 10, because each task normally takes 2 intervals.
Well, we have 20 hours, and if we somehow managed to get momentum every time we rolled, we could technically decrease it to 1 hour a bunch, but
That would give us 20 tasks.
knowing us, that's not going to happen, is it?
You never know. So the first check is a control medicine check with a difficulty of 3, assisted by the ship's sensors plus medicine. So what I would like is, who would like to assist with this roll?
I'm auto disqualified. I'm just gonna be honest.
Okay.
I don't have the skills here.
Okay, medicine and what?
This is going to be a control medicine.
Oh
I'm
my
10-2
gosh.
with control medicine. But
I'm a 6 and a 1.
Actually, Duke, because you're the EMH, you are 11-4 with control
Okay.
medicine.
I don't have that character sheet.
Control medicine is a 9-4 for me.
And what is it for? That's pretty good. What is it for Ehul?
What am I looking at? I'm sorry.
Control and medicine. Oh, sorry. It's actually 11-5 for Duke.
Oh gosh.
My control is 8 and my medicine is 3.
I think it's probably then going to have to be Mohak and EMH.
So do I have a new character sheet, or am I just changing?
Nah,
that
just
temporarily?
do /roll space 2d20 and then hit enter
Okay.
in the chat, which is just the generic rolling thing. But then Mohak can roll his 1 challenge die. All right, so that is 2 successes. The 3 is a success, and the 17 is not a success, but it is also not a complication. And then here comes the ship's, what was it again? I think sensors plus medicine, right? Yep, sensors plus medicine. And here's another great thing. Because this is a sensors check, it has the ship has reduced the difficulty of the check for you by 1.
Good.
And
Thank you,
it
ship.
rolls a 10, which sensors are 10, and then medicine is a 2, so that is a success. So you guys have managed to generate a point of momentum. You can spend that to reduce the amount of time that it took you to take this test, so that instead of having 18 hours now, it only took you 1 hour, so you'll have 19 left. Or you can bank it.
No, I say we use it.
You want to use it to reduce how long that took?
To 1 hour, yeah.
Okay, so now let me double check here. Okay, and let's see. All right, so now you're going to try and come up with a treatment. So, you have figured out how the neurodegenerative disease progresses and what kinds of things might be working as a treatment. So now, it is time for you to administer a cure that will, or not a cure, but find something that can at least treat it, at least temporarily.
Excuse me, Mr. God. Can we ask you what might be the possible? What are the possible treatments?
Technobabble.
Oh,
Plus other
I
kind of
see.
technobabble.
I see. Okay.
See,
so
if you can use a cortical neurostimulator hypo spray set to an inverse oxidation gradient, that can reverse the glial degeneration matrix.
Christ, who'd you ask for all that? Standing for truth?
Yeah, basically.
That's how it works, but
Yeah, no, that's totally how it works, Spence.
what if we replicated some sap and then just gave it?
Do you have a sample of the sap?
No, like just generic sap of something.
Oh, okay. You can take
Does it
that.
need some kind of sugar? Maybe
Well,
it's just that. I don't know.
The doctor says,
Who knows?
Captain, I don't think it's just a dietary problem. If it were, then it's unlikely that they would have had such a hard time already treating this disease.
Maybe we should send somebody down to go collect some samples of the sap.
That might help, but I do think I have enough to develop a treatment from my initial scans of the patient.
That's good. Thank you, UMH.
All right. So, do you guys... This is going to be a control and reason or control and medicine. So, I'm going to go ahead and assume that the EMH is going to do reason medicine, because that is a better role for him, where his reason is... Actually, they're both the same. It's both an 11, 5. So, Duke, if you could re-roll a 2d20. Okay.
Is that right?
No. Oh, you have an apostrophe there for some reason.
Oh, whoops. My bad. Hold on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're-
not fine. I'm open apostrophes in random
There
places.
we go. Uh-oh.
Don't
Uh-oh.
say uh-oh.
That's one success. Add one complication.
How do you know? Just by looking, they're just numbers.
I know what the numbers mean. It's a success.
It's
Add a
just like-
complication.
Oh,
The number.
All right. Mohawk, give him a hand. All right, that's the second success. Now the computer needs to roll a success, or this is going to fail, and you're going to have wasted 4 hours.
I hate Star Trek.
Uh-oh, a 16? Is that going to be good enough? Medicine plus computers. No. You guys, you wasted 4 hours attempting to find the cure, and now from 19, you are down to 15 hours left. You can attempt again, though.
Do we have a choice?
Yeah, you could just let the trees kill all of them.
I say we try again. If we have 15 hours, I mean, we could still.
Try again.
Okay,
We still have time.
give it another go.
All
Use
right,
momentum,
I roll.
though.
You do still have 4 points of momentum. You could gain some extra dice.
Use
All right.
momentum.
I will use a momentum to gain 1 dice. Does that
Okay.
work?
Yeah?
So I roll a 3d20.
Yep.
Okay.
All right, that is 3 successes on its own.
Nice.
So now we can attempt to make it go even better if Mohawk wants to roll.
Do it. Do the roll.
Mohawk,
Roll the dice.
Well, roll.
Dakota.
Do it, Mohawk.
Make it so.
Helm isn't responding.
All right. Ethel probably has the next best chance. Oh, there he is.
There it is.
So that's a success, and then the ship comes in with another success. So you guys, if you want, you can have that second check take only an hour, and also bank a point of momentum.
Nice.
Of course, that's what we want.
Of course, that's what we want.
Of course.
Of course.
Okay, so, and then lastly, before you can even begin to find a cure, you now have a treatment. It won't cure it, but it's a treatment. You can administer it as a temporary stopgap for the bugs. And so, administer the treatment correctly, you need to use the hypospray. But of course, the hypospray is not designed for these strange insect creatures. So this is itself going to be a tricky thing to make sure you can get it to the right part, get all the right settings, and all of that. And so this is going to be an insight medicine task.
All right, insight medicine. I'm 9-2, but I guess the doctor's better than that.
Yeah, the doctor is 10-5 on that.
Okay.
And this is only a difficulty 1.
Is anyone better than a 9-2?
I'm way worse.
Ensign Gensen is the best we have.
No, the EMH is.
Well, besides the image.
I guess 9-2 it is.
Dakota should have high insight.
Yeah, but Dakota's not talking for some reason.
No, I'm sorry. I forgot my push to talk. My insight is 6, unfortunately. That's my lowest stat.
Hey,
my insight's my lowest stat.
You know what?
Mine's 7, so...
I think it's time for the lizard lady to shine in this scene.
Yes.
So, all right,
okay.
Roll the EMH, and someone else can roll Ensign
How many
Gensen, though.
successes do we need?
1.
1? Oh, okay. All right.
All right, you did it,
Nice.
and you got an extra success. So, if you want, you can reduce this hour again, because there's this is not going to be a permanent cure. You guys still have the 14 hours from this point on to find an actual cure. Because you just saved this guy's life, and you might be able to administer this as a temporary thing, but this is not going to solve the problem, and you still only have that day or so deadline. But
now
the ship will roll, and it succeeds. So you guys gain 2 points of momentum. You were up to 6. All right.
But
so
now we know how to administer stuff. So
yeah.
Once we have the cure, we can just administer it. We don't have to roll anymore.
Right. So the EMH, after a long, grueling 6 hours, finally says, EMH to the captain.
Captain here.
Captain, I think you'll be pleased to know that our patient is doing well for now. I have not yet found a cure. However, I have found a temporary treatment that does not require the tree sap. I can set up if this ship has such equipment, we could get some specialized, essentially mist dispensers, which I could use to flood the atmosphere on the geodesic dome with this treatment, which will at least stop the insects from attacking for now. But
How
Captain,
long will this treatment last?
a day or 2 at most.
I mean, we for sure want to do it, because that'll at least keep them from getting stomped to death. But we also still need to find a cure. But yes, absolutely. Let's change our focus, if it's a time-sensitive matter, to this treatment for this dome to just keep this species alive.
Captain, there is one more complication.
What is that?
The tree sap is not only treating the neurodegenerative disease, but it also has strong narcotic effects, and at least this specimen that you brought me is heavily addicted to the tree sap, and it may still die just from withdrawal symptoms, regardless of the neurodegenerative disease.
So it's a drug and its own medicine.
It's a drug and a drug, that is correct.
Interesting. I feel like they did that in Star Trek once before.
Captain, what that means is, even if we can cure them, they may end up going back to drinking the tree sap simply to alleviate their withdrawal symptoms, unless we can find some way to stop them from doing it and treat their withdrawal symptoms.
I'm not an expert on treating drug addicts, but I say we do what we can for them, and we go on our merry way when we're done. And
Are we gonna have to make insect-sized sap patches?
I don't know. All right. So the EMH says, "Well, with your permission, Captain, I will continue on searching for the cure."
Very well, make it so.
All right. So at this point, you have to further study the alien's nervous system and brainwave patterns. This is going to be a control medicine task with a difficulty of 3, assisted by the ship's sensors and medicine, which actually means it's a difficulty 2. because
Did you mean to say sense ors?
I did mean to say sense ors. Yes, I did mean sense ors.
Sense
You
arms.
accidentally said sensors, and I don't know what that is.
Yeah, that's a good call there.
Somebody said sensors, and I don't know what those are.
Sense orbs.
Sensors.
All right, so Duke, you want to roll again for the EMH control medicine? That is going to need a control is 11 and medicine is 5, so you only need a 16 or lower.
Okay.
You
You
may.
said it's a difficulty 3. Does that mean I have?
It's
to
actually
succeed?
difficulty 2 because your ship sensors are assisting.
Oh, okay.
All right, well that's 2 successes, and here comes the ship sensors. They succeed too, so you can get a. I mean, you're at 6 momentum already, so
We are crushing it.
the only thing you can really do is reduce the time it took to 13 or to 1 hour. So now you still have 13 hours left.
I use it, right?
Yeah.
Unless I use it.
Yeah.
Always use it, unless you don't want to, but use it. I'd rather run out and, well, how many times have we been like, oh, if only we had momentum?
Right. Never.
You know, I don't know if that's ever happened. We've always had so much skip
Yeah.
away.
There's been 1 or 2 times where you decided to spend it to buy threat instead of spend momentum because you didn't quite have
Yeah,
enough.
but,
It's rare, though.
I feel like we need to use it more than we have.
And at that point, we've already lost the whole episode.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and that way you'll have it. All right, so
Yeah.
now it's time to study the symptoms of the neurodegenerative disease and how this is interacting with the narcotic effects and all of that. So this is going to be a control medicine, and unfortunately it's assisted with computers medicine, so we don't get to reduce the difficulty, and it is instead 3.
So I gotta roll again.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, that is 2 more successes, and the ship is coming in here, and that is a success. And so I assume that you're going to spend that to reduce the difficulty down to 12 again. Or sorry, the time. So it only takes an hour. So now you still have 12 hours left. Yeah, that's what I meant. All right, I know what I'm talking about.
Well,
Alright.
that makes one of them.
So next and last is a difficulty 4.
Ooh.
Reason and medicine task assisted by the ship's computers and medicine. So you're going to need help, and I would suggest buying a couple dice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I will buy 2 dice to give 2 more dice to give myself 4 dice total,
Mm-hmm.
and then
Want to get some
Can I get
assistance
a-
from Mocha?
yeah, well, I will roll my 4.
All right, that is 2 successes.
Big numbers bad.
That is a 3rd success, and here comes the computers with the ship with computers medicine. And I gotta tell you, your computers are pretty good, but your medicine is not. So I need to roll a 12 or less. You guys are gonna succeed.
10, 2.
And I did. I rolled a 3, and you guys managed to get that last success. You have discovered a cure for the neurodegenerative degenerative disease.
Under 10 hours.
I clapped.
Under 10 hours.
Yeah, it only took you guys about 8 hours of hard research and hard work, but you guys
What's a
did
4-hour
it.
failure in there?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Really?
And before the cure is mashed. Yeah.
Now, how long does it
man.
take to implement this cure?
Well, so the doctor says, Captain, we can administer the treatment with, now that we know how to hypospray these creatures, we can administer this treatment in a matter of seconds per creature, as long as someone who's competent with a hypospray can get to them. We also, I think we can use pain management techniques and induced comas to probably get these creatures through the worst of the withdrawal symptoms, but doing so will require us to transport the entire population of them onto the ship, and I won't be able to administer this because I doubt that they'll all fit in sickbay. So we may have to assign... I assume you have other medical personnel on this ship?
Yes.
Okay,
I have
well,
one other.
you may need to... One? Who is it?
Well, we have Cook who knows how to do some medicine.
She knows to put a bandage on.
I'm
A
sorry.
little more than
The
that,
Klingon ship. We don't have those.
Your medic is the ship's cook?
Yes. Right?
Yeah, I think so.
Am I misremembering?
No, I think you're right.
The EMH flickers
Listen,
a little bit, and then he says, "Bože
okay,
moj."
I happen to know for a fact, and I can't tell you how I know that. I can tell you how I know this through my focus, Federation culture. There happens to have been a very poorly behaved guy who was stuck in the Delta Quadrant, made a lieutenant, and had to become a medic on Voyager with the EMH there. And he was trained by that EMH. So I think you can train us Klingons to help here.
He again
Please.
glitches slightly and repeats, "Bože moj," which of course is Russian for "my God."
If Tom Paris can do it, how hard can it?
Yeah. He was a helmsman.
He was a helmsman, yeah. But Neelix never became a medic.
Well,
He had herbs and
I
stuff
didn't bring
for
up.
ailments, didn't he?
Yeah, you didn't bring up Neelix for a reason? Because vaHbo is way better than Neelix? Is that why?
Jar Jar Binks is better than Neelix.
Neelix
Oh.
somehow got rid of Kess, so there's that.
Hmm.
The only time Neelix was half good was when he mixed with Tuvok.
Tuvix,
He
yeah.
was half.
Tuvix.
Tuvix.
And then he
I
got
actually don't mind
murdered.
Neelix that bad.
All
I
right.
don't mind Neelix that bad.
All right. Well, since
Hey,
Neelix is...
I have a-
Okay, go ahead.
Completely off the subject. I just want to ask: who played Tuvix? It wasn't either of them, right?
I don't honestly know.
Okay. Sorry for the
I
distraction.
don't know who, but that guy lives on through Tuvok.
Let's actually, you know what? Let's find out real quick, because that's a really good question. Because
Okay. I'll just look.
it doesn't really look like either of them.
Tom Wright.
I want to make something clear for chat, by the way. In Star Trek Adventures, rolling low numbers is generally it is better.
Wait, the football tight end? Oh, that's Tim, right?
Harold Thomas Wright. Tom Wright.
Yeah, that's not either of them, is it? No, it's not.
No. It's
Yeah, but that's not neither. That's neither the guy who plays Tuvok nor the guy who plays Neelix.
No.
Because Neelix is Ethan Phillips and Tuvok is.
He also plays a Nakul officer in the Temporal Cold War
Yeah, I was trying to see where else.
named Grath.
Tim Russ played Tuvok.
Tim Russ. Yeah, okay. He was also one of the guys combing the desert in Spaceballs, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. We ain't found crap down here.
Yeah, we ain't found shit. It's alright. This isn't Dapper Dino. We can say shit.
Oh, well, how many F-bombs can you have?
No, we're still
I'm gonna
keeping
say
we're
zero.
still keeping it to the one F-bomb max. Okay, so now you guys have managed to find a way to cure this disease as well as treat it at least temporarily. And so here's the question: What's the plan now? So Ensign Gensen can still communicate to and as the trees. So and actually, since you guys are in sick bay, if you would like, Crooge may be in this scene, but he may not take tasks. But Duke, you may control him as he is probably present. So he can do things like offer suggestions or assist.
Okay. I mean, I can relay this information that we found a cure.
Well, EMH already did that.
Oh, okay. To the insects?
Oh, to the insects. Well, Ensign Gensen would have to do that. So we can
we want
assume.
to let them know, obviously, like, hey, we have a cure for you. All you guys have to do is just let us beam you aboard and do it. And all that. So,
All right.
As Ensign Gensen, I will relay that.
so we're going to proceed with the doctor's plan.
Okay.
That's what I would like to do. And
Where
I
would you
assume
like-
It's going to take a while, and we'll have to get trained on it. I don't know how much of that's simulated, but
Where would you like to put the insects?
well, we need to set up any room we have that we could use. Like, do we have a cargo bay?
You do have a cargo bay. You also have a shuttle bay, a very large shuttle bay, and you also have extra room in places like the ship's galley could be cleared out and used to store at least some of them temporarily.
Could you set up like a triage place on the biodome ship?
It's possible, but the problem is that at that point, you're not sure if any of these drug-addicted insects might be going off to get a fix.
And I don't know if the EMH has a what was it?
A portable hologram projector? No,
right,
because that was like from the 25th century. You guys are not there.
Yeah, mobile transmitter or whatever. No. So
What's the Klingon equivalent of the Nobel Peace Prize? It's the Nobel War Prize.
Yeah. All right. Here's what we do: offer to sell them the cure, and then when they send us the payment, just destroy
We're
them
not
all.
Ferengi.
Oh wait, we're not Ferengi.
Yeah, that would be super dishonorable.
No. No, we're gonna use the cargo bay, and I think that should be enough room. If not, we can also clear out the shuttle bay.
Okay.
Good call.
All right. So
I don't think we'll need to use the galley. I don't think it'll take up that much space.
all right. So there is Ehul. Why don't you head off to the transporter room and see if what you can do with transporting? So we're actually going to call this a new scene. I'm going to drop your momentum down to 3. And Ehul, I would like you to take a let me double check exactly what I want this to be. I'd like you to take a control engineering check, and you may use your focus on. So put focus to yes because you have that focus on transporters. In case anyone didn't know, Ehul is actually your best transporter operator. As a result of losing a pinky in a transporter accident, making her then decide to study to know as much as possible about transporters.
Energize.
So, Ehul, could you take that control engineering check for me, and put your focus to on? Colton.
Do the thing, Colton.
Corp.
Push the button for the push to talk.
Excuse me.
Is
Wake
Corp
up.
okay?
Standing, did you fall asleep? It's called me standing twice now.
Why?
Do back to.
See his message in Discord.
I see.
Oh.
All right. Apparently, he is gonna BRB, so I will just take the role for him
Oh dear.
or her.
I need more monitors. I can't.
Control
I
engineering.
can't see everything.
Yes. Okay. So.
Oh dear.
All right. So.
That's not bad.
No, it's not. But here's the problem. This was not a successful check because you can't get a lock on these creatures while they're still time accelerated.
Okay.
You're gonna have to do something about that.
Captain, perhaps we should just flood the place with negative ions, but without the bug spray. Would it sound good?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
So how do we?
Are the negative ions going to affect the time stream?
Well, they're gonna slow the creatures down. They did that before.
Oh yeah.
Wait,
okay,
wait,
yeah, do it. Yeah.
We can't. What is the problem? They're not in our time stream, so why?
Well, they're
that
like
called?
phased out of your regular like time stream. They're there, but they're also sort of out of phase, so you can't really get a good lock on them until they're slowed down.
How do we get the other one?
It
on
was
board?
inside the bioelectric field, which was flooding the area full of negative ions.
Can't we tell all the insects to come to the bioelectric field?
I mean,
Yeah, have the tree lady do it.
Yeah. Tell them
Have the
come
instinct.
here, and then we will cure you, and they'll all just start coming there.
all right. You want to go with that one?
Yeah.
How are you going to communicate that to the insects?
The
Well,
tree
they can
lady.
communicate to us, so we could tell some that are in the electrical field to go relay that message.
So you guys going to have someone beam over again?
Word of mouth.
Captain, shall I delegate a crewman to go get a megaphone?
Take a crewman and solve this issue. I'll stay on the bridge.
All right.
All right.
Now, here's
crewman-
a complication. What if they don't want to?
Then let the trees stomp the ones that keep.
Well, yeah, if they don't want to be cured, then they deserve.
Well, so
that.
here's the
But
thing.
My only concern is
Basically, they are hopelessly addicted to tree sap. It's actually possible that unless they feel like they're in immediate danger, they might just not care.
we could put them in immediate danger,
How would you do that?
but I
Bomb
don't know
them.
how we kill them.
Fire disruptor. Wait.
So remember, you can't.
I'm
You can't.
sorry. I must object to this entire path of going about things because first things first. These are clearly defenseless, just to the absolute T against us. If we made a batch of negative ion bug spray, as I've mentioned, we could just exterminate them, and it would be a piece of cake. Because
We're not
then,
muckduckers, okay?
and killing them just because they're hopelessly addicted to tree sap and literally can't bring themselves to stop having it seems extremely dishonorable.
Yeah.
Well, you.
Tried out.
It's
We're
the fact
about
that
helping me a bunch of times. The universal translator heard it,
After it had been slowed down.
so we're gonna help them.
All right. So what's the plan?
and again, I think just finding a way to flood the place with negative ions and then transport them might be the best solution.
Can we
It
do
might
that?
not be
Do it.
easy, but
You will have to do a quick invention on something. So you will have
We have to modify the deflector dish to emit
There we go.
positronic and
Negative
other
ions.
negative ions and other. Yeah. And
I mean,
that-
there's already
Okay. So this is going to be headed up by the chief engineer, which is Mohak. So Mohak, you, assisted by whoever else is pretty good. Now you guys have to work fast because this is starting to take time that you don't really have. So this is going to be a daring engineering check as you quickly try to modify the deflector dish so that it will, or actually it's more of a deflector ring, but whatever. The deflector ring needs to be modified to emit negative ions into the
What is it?
the geodesic dome. So the first thing you need to do is this is going to be a daring science check to see which exact frequencies and which kinds of ions are going to be able to penetrate through the geodesic dome while still being effective. So I would like, whoever has some really good daring science.
I'm 11-1 in that.
That's not great.
Yeah, it's better than mine. I'm 8-1.
Well,
What does
interestingly,
Declan have?
Echel dot is 9-2.
I'm
And
guessing the disciplines is a better, more important number than the attributes. Is that
Nope.
correct?
that is incorrect.
Oh, okay.
Attribute discipline combo.
So it is daring engineering. So you are 8-4. So you should probably take the lead on that, and then basically anyone else can help.
I'm 11-2 with engineering.
I am 7-2.
I think actually, by you, do you mean Ensign Gensen?
Ensign Gensen, yeah.
Yeah, I think Ensign Gensen should probably help then.
All right, Ensign Gensen will roll 1.
So this is going to be a difficulty 3 check. Do you want to spend any momentum there, Mohak?
I recommend saying yes.
Yes.
Do you want to spend 1, or do you want to spend both and buy me a threat for 2 dice?
Ooh, don't do that.
Dealer's choice.
What happened to all our momentum?
You guys spent it making sure you found the
Use
cure.
one momentum and get 3 dice.
So yeah, if you just do 1, you get 3 dice, and then Ensign Gensen will assist you, and the ship will also assist you with a what is it? With a computer science. Uh-oh, that's 1 plus a complication. All right.
Roblox oof dot MP4.
Okay, and Ensign Gensen? Oh, you did do that one. That's 2. Here comes the ship's computers engineering. So that's 10 plus 2, so that's 12. And that is not a success. You just wasted a couple hours. You guys are down to 10 hours left. And also, I gain a bit of threat. So I'm going to go up to 8. Actually, you know what? I'm not. I'm going to keep it at 7. And it actually took you even longer. You guys have 8 hours left. And you spent a point of momentum. Care to try again?
Try again harder. Can you guys succeed if you try again?
They absolutely can.
Sure. We can do
Believe in the
whatever
heart of the cards.
Well, then succeed.
Oh,
You want to spend that last point of momentum to gain another die again?
Heck yeah, we do.
Does anyone have any points of determination that might help? Like any values that might help in this situation?
Oh, value. Let's see. How about effective communication with unknown aliens is vital?
Not really.
Dang it!
What are we trying to do, though? Communicate to aliens?
No, you're trying to figure out what kind of ion field you can project through a geodesic dome.
Meteorology?
No.
Oh.
No.
But no, I don't have any focuses that I can...
Mohawk, what do you got for focuses? Or sorry, no, this is values, not focuses. We're talking about values here.
Oh,
I
value.
mean, a focus might help too.
Yeah, I read a value. Mine was the value that I read.
My values.
Mohawk, you don't have enough values. Why is that?
Mohawk, get your values.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I'll tell you what, you want to add a value?
Pick one that applies to our situation.
Yeah. Think of it.
Pick a value of like ion storm or
No,
negative
that's-
ion. super
That's a
beams.
focus.
Dang it.
Not what
I
values
still
are.
don't get it. I still don't understand.
Values are motivating things. You have one that says honor comes from improving one station, but you need at least two more. So I'll just let you add one now because apparently we didn't do that during character
Like
creation.
the more complicated the scientific problem, the more I strive, the more interested I am in it. I'm not good at values.
I remember we saw the blanks couldn't come up with them at that time.
I mean, perhaps,
It's, yeah.
Well, hey, this might be a good time to come up with a value that can apply here. So, what?
perhaps flexibility is the key to success, and as we're basically modifying an existing part of the ship, that would apply, I'd say.
How about discovering new life is always seek to discover and understand new forms of life, which was motivating you to be able to understand these creatures by saving them.
Well, I have seek out new life and new civilizations.
Well, that could count for you too. So what that means is you could both spend a point of determination to each get a die that has already rolled a 1, and therefore automatically succeed, gain a momentum, and then the ship still gets to roll, and Dakota still gets to roll 1 extra die and maybe get a point of momentum that way.
Do it.
That sounds so good right now.
Okay, and you get to write that both down in your personal logs, so that way it can count towards a character arc for character progression. See, values are really important. You need to have
I don't
values.
think that would apply. You know, I think it's very arbitrary what applies and what doesn't.
To some extent, but if you think you can justify it, make the argument.
This is the second time one of my oh no, this is Ensign Gensen.
Okay, so Ensign Gensen gets to assist. Mohawk, you already count as having scored 2 successes, and you still get to roll 1 die if you want, or you can spend determination to get 2, but you've already succeeded, so I would recommend not spending it, because you never know.
Hello?
Dakota, you gonna roll?
Gotta.
Go to roll the dice.
Well, that wasn't a success, but the ship still gets to assist with its, sensors and... Well, that didn't help either, but you still succeeded. So, good job, guys.
Alright, as long as
Yay.
Our rolls are on point today, I see.
Yeah, so, I mean, that wasn't exactly the most amazing of set of rolls, but hey, you know what? You guys spent determination and whatnot, so that's great. Okay, so, now, you guys are not going to have any problem. It's a difficulty 0 task to start transporting over the bugs. And Ensign Gensen also says in the voice of the trees, "Thank you for removing the intruders from our ship. We will now be able to successfully survive our trip home.
Nice.
Now, here's a thing, though. Home is apparently our Bali Prime, which you already have been told in no uncertain terms by the Klingon Empire, is not to be exposed to anything which would limit the Klingon Empire's eventual ability to occupy the planet for its resources. Because after the Dominion War, the Empire is hurting for a lot of resources. It has earmarked our Bali Prime for eventual incorporation into the Klingon Empire.
Captain, perhaps we should talk with the locals, I guess we should say. The tree people about this. I think I have an idea to convince them. Mostly because we just saved their lives.
Yeah. Okay, do it.
Do it.
Right now. Go do it right now. That's an order.
We're going to Ensign Gensen, so we're going to need to go transport to the surface then.
No, Ensign Gensen's up on the ship with you.
We're going to need to go to the surface with Ensign Gensen to go speak with the trees, right?
Not really. She can speak for the trees while she's here. They're like psychically linked.
Oh, useful. She's permanently linked to a tree entity.
I
Yeah,
don't believe in psychic.
I'm sure this will actually be quite useful in the future.
maybe.
Yeah. As we saved your species in its entirety, quite literally, the Klingon Empire is interested in your home world for resources and is quite important to it. As we saved your lives, perhaps it would be most wise of you to agree that to a treaty of sorts with the Klingon Empire, that you will allow the Klingons to extract resources, in exchange you can be part of the Klingon Empire and be protected from any threats. Well, peaceful coexistence as well.
Yeah, corporate's gonna go ballistic on that one too, but I think we could pull it off.
I don't think we can pull it off, but yeah.
Our
Well,
hope.
if they want the planet, and
So-
they do,
Ensign Gensen, speaking for the trees, says, "Our hope was to find tenders on the planet who could help us once more become a global forest living in harmony with the locals. Although we are not entirely sure that they even still exist."
Are Bali Primes inhabited, right, Captain?
You can look it up.
look it up. Number one.
This is a
That's a look
difficulty.
up.
This is a difficulty. This is a difficulty 0. Reason. Man, check as you're checking through various archives, and you're assisted by the ship's computer science.
Captain, do you want to do this or should I do this?
I will make this roll now because if it's difficulty 0, I still might win some momentum, right?
I'll assist you then.
But I could also have a complication, right?
Yep.
Worth the risk.
All right.
For once, I succeed a reason roll.
That's my
Alright.
first roll of the day.
Okay, so our Bali Prime is in fact inhabited by a humanoid species, and you have up to 2 momentum to spend if you want to gain more information.
Well, it's inhabited. We can literally just say that the Klingon Empire could guarantee that the native Arbali will use its influence, so to say, to ensure the local Arbali are at least cooperative.
Well, one of the problems is, in order to do that, you would basically just have to be you, because there's not currently any, right now, presence of Klingon ships at our Bali Prime. You would have to physically go there. Which you could. I mean, you're faster than the ship. You could get there ahead of them.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. If we're done here, after we administer.
Do you want to know anything else about our Bali Prime or its inhabitants?
What's their environmental policies?
Alright, well, I will spend one of those points of momentum and say that our Bali Prime does not have a world government or an official environmental policy. However, because the inhabitants are at roughly a Bronze Age of technology, they are not currently causing any significant harms to the environment in terms of, like, say, climate or anything. Although,
Well, it's good that we found out they're in the Bronze Age.
yeah,
Mhm.
you still have another one you can spend if you want to.
Well,
I say we hang on to that.
yeah, just hang on.
Okay. Now, unless of course the captain wants to ask a question because he was also
I
involved in
don't
that
have
check.
anything. I don't have anything to ask.
Okay, so what do you guys want to do?
Continue
I say we
administering.
can tell them that we can probably work out a way for them to have tenders. The locals might be willing to do it.
So, all right, you can tell them that, and they say that the trees say that would be very appreciated. But what is your actual plan for getting that done?
We're gonna have to go through this plan, aren't we?
I think so.
A goodie.
Okay. All right. Well,
Did
here's
we
what.
administer?
What's that?
Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say. I think at that point we're gonna take a quick break. I'm gonna get myself a cold beverage, and so why don't we all meet back here in a few minutes, and I will put on the loading screen, and yeah, we'll be back in. We'll be back in just a few minutes, everybody, and when we get back, we'll have warped to our Bali Prime. All right, we are back. All right, so you guys plotted a course for Arbali Prime, and Captain Bolrock said whatever he says. I don't know if it's punch it or what. It's warp time? What's your thing for when we go to warp?
I say, what do I say? I'll come up with something.
Okay.
I'll let you know.
I do like punch it, by the way. It's very Klingon. And you could use it in Klingon. You could be like, "Yep," which means like hit it.
Oh, there.
So, just a thought. Yep, whatever. It's fine. Whatever. Either way. So you come out of warp at the edge of the Arbali system, and you make your way towards Arbali Prime, what the Federation would call M-class planet. And you get into a standard orbit around the planet in a bit of a polar orbit so that you can survey the whole surface with your scanners and whatnot. I assume that's what you want to do? Captain?
Yeah, standard protocol.
Okay, yeah, so you enter a polar orbit so that you can do a sensor sweep of a large swath of the planet. And I would like you guys, whoever would like to make a reason and science check. Now, Duke, if you would like, you can call Commander Klang in to do this, because you're not in the scene, basically, because your character's out of it. And there's not much for the helm to do.
Lieutenant Klang got promoted to commander?
What kind of role is this?
Klang is going to be taking a reason and science role.
Okay, I'm an 8-4 in that.
Okay. And that's going to be assisted by the ship's sensors, sensor science, yeah. So, okay, you rolled 2 successes. The ship's sensors roll a 2, so that's another success. And the difficulty was 0 anyway. So that's 3 successes. Gaining yourselves, well, we went down by 1 momentum, which I forgot to do, so we're just going to get 2 more. So you're up to 4. Alright, so there is no obviously uninhabited continent on the planet. However, there is a beacon signal coming up. You can't interpret it because it's not any known protocol that you're familiar with from anywhere in the galaxy, but it's a definite electronic signal coming from a sparsely populated valley nestled between 2 mountain ranges, where you can find the life signs of 1,132 humanoids spread across about 1,000 square kilometers. The valley is barren of trees. Only bushes and bamboo-like plants grow there, despite fertile soil and ample water from the rivers, streams, and small lakes. And there is signs of the inhabitants practicing agriculture. Would you like to know more?
I should probably unmute, right?
Yeah.
Yes. We would like to know more.
Okay, so the beacon, I will spend 1 momentum. So the beacon is definitely coming from inside the valley, not too far from one of the settlements, but you cannot exactly pinpoint its location. Now, I would like one of you guys to take a, actually, you know what, this is something you probably already would have found out because you reviewed the planetary survey. So the natives of Arbali Prime are humanoid, and they look vaguely like humans. You could probably disguise yourselves by hiding your foreheads and wearing, rather than armor, some more things like robes and maybe like a tunic and some pants or something like that. So you would probably have to replicate some new clothing to blend in and have hats, but you could probably pass yourselves off as Arbali Prime natives by doing that and simply saying that you're from somewhere else.
Okay.
I could just get the cardboard boxes. They're tactical cardboard boxes.
Cardboard boxes. You could. Yeah.
Look, nobody ever checks underneath cardboard boxes. It's simple.
You're either dead nor alive.
What do you want to? So what do you want to do?
I mean, going down in disguises seems like the best idea.
Mm-hmm. I kind of like the cardboard box idea, but no.
Yeah, we aren't snakes. Only snakes hide in cardboard boxes.
Is that the actual plan?
No, that's not the plan. We're gonna dress up.
We're gonna go in disguise.
We're gonna go in disguise.
So no cardboard boxes is what you're saying?
No.
Well,
No
that's
cardboard boxes. Forget about the boxes.
kind of disappointing. I was hoping for, cardboard boxes.
You were gonna play
We'll
that
roll-
with your
we'll
solid
roll
team,
for
weren't
it.
you?
We'll roll for the cardboard box.
Okay, roll for. Yeah.
I'm gonna just roll. There. Interpret that as whether or not that's a cardboard box or not.
No, you failed to find cardboard boxes. Anyway, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna transport down. Who is going? Keeping in mind that Crooge is out of the question.
Captain, I just checked the storage logs. It turns out we vented all the cardboard boxes out the airlock 2 weeks ago, as they were taking up too much space.
Whoops.
Very well. Oh well. We'll have to
Those things
make do.
cost me like 300
Hey, number one, why don't you
generic
take an
federation
away
currency
team?
units.
Why don't you take an away team? Take an away team and go.
Who's going?
Number one, take an away team with you and go.
Number one.
Yeah.
It's up to you. Who are you bringing?
That's a bit the boring way. Okay, we need to replicate some clothing.
Okay, that's
Who
that's
wants to do
fine,
that?
but that's easy. That doesn't
And
require
who wants
anything.
to come with me on the away team?
This isn't a who wants to. This is a you choose a crew. If you want
Oh, no.
to, we can introduce a new. You still have 2 more slots for supporting characters that you can introduce for this episode. So we can introduce a brand new guy if you want to, or we could bring Ensign Gensen or Lieutenant Klang. We could bring or both. We could bring the captain. Apparently isn't going, so we could bring Crewman Ethel, Commander Crooge, not Commander Crooge. So of the PCs who are available, Lorg, Ethel, and Mochak are available. So the question then is basically, Bent, do you want to be Klang, Gensen, or someone else that we haven't introduced yet?
I can be Clang. I don't think anyone's been Clang today, has they? Have they?
Not today, but in this episode they have. So you were Klang last time during the episode, so you can be Klang
Yeah,
and.
I can do that. I don't want to try to make up a new character.
All right, and Duke, do you want to be Ensign Gensen again, or would you like to be a new supporting character that we can introduce if you want?
Alright, I think I've decided.
Duke?
Oh.
Duke, are you
Oh,
there?
sorry, I was muted. Sorry. Yeah. I'll be Ensign Gensen.
Okay.
Alright,
Ensign Gensen.
we're gonna bring
like her.
Lieutenant Klang is coming. Crewman Ethel will be coming as well, as I want more muscle just in case. We're also going to bring another crewman. Let me check. Shabeen. No. Sheen Bean?
No,
can't
there's
read.
no one else. There's no need for another additional character because just bring Mohawk because he's going to be better than any supporting character that you're going to come up with. Sorry.
Oh.
So yeah, just bring Dakota.
Don't hurt me, Mr. Chingham.
Yeah, bring Dakota. Look,
Okay.
having an engineer is usually a good idea because you never know when, say, a mysterious beacon might need some engineering work. Just saying.
I want to rough up some of the new crewmen.
Oh. All right, so you guys.
How else are they supposed to get experience but on away missions?
You guys, beam down, but I'm going to spend a couple points of threat after you get down. So when you get down there, you beam down into this sort of grassy area, but you are now dealing with Thunderstorm Level 2, which is going to increase the difficulty of tasks made outside by 1 as the wind and thunder and whatnot cause problems.
Did you know that our team, half our crew, has not been on an away mission before? That isn't just basic training.
Yeah, but I mean,
What
it's Star
happened to
Trek.
the Great Klingon Empire standards.
It's Star Trek. For no reason at all, you guys send the senior staff all the time. That's just how Star Trek rolls.
Well, sometimes the captain stays on board, though.
Yeah, that's also true. But this is actually senior staff plus Ensign Gensen. Alright, so also, the complication roll of checks made outside on this planet is going to be increased by 1. So that means that when you say complication roll, when you take checks outside, you need to go from 1 to 2.
Okay. Makes sense.
So, you guys are now in the valley. It is a lush valley ringed with snow-topped mountains. And scans detect a structure on the other side of a rise, less than half a... I'm going to go with Kelikam, because we're Klingons. Less than half a Kelikam away. So... What's the call?
Let's make our way to the structure.
Okay.
Hold on.
As you...
Follow orders.
Alright, as you get up to the crest of the rise, you see a building that is rammed earth and stone roadhouse with a thatched conical roof. Nearby on a large flat stone that's just into the center of the waters of a lake, there's a man who is trying to basically run back towards the building after trying to take in laundry that was drying. And there's a woman who is running back towards shelter from a patch of bright red bamboo-like plants. She sees all of you and puts down her farming implements and waves at you.
Nice. I'm gonna wave back.
Yeah, I wave back. Lieutenant Klang waves back.
Okay. So she starts to approach you.
Okay.
Do you want to...
I'm gonna make note. Lorga's doing his best poker face possible right now.
I mean, do you want to approach her?
Doesn't understand.
Let's go talk to her.
Alright, so you get up to her, and she wipes some water away from her brow, which doesn't do a whole lot since it's still pouring out. And she says, "Hello, I'm Narapal, of the two called Nara and Paul." And then she points towards the guy, and she says, "This is my partner. He's Balforwin of the two called Balforwin and Bal. Oh, sorry, Forwin and Bal. They are gone now, but not gone. In here, we keep them." And she places a palm over her heart. And her husband comes up to join her and says, "Our home is your home. Come. Get out of the storm."
Well, that's awfully nice of you.
We thank you for your generosity, I suppose. We
Thank
Well,
us
we gotta get
inside.
out of the storm, so...
Thank us
Now,
inside.
if we're running from it, we should get out.
I'll
We
follow
should
you.
get out of the rain, too. So, go.
Okay. So, you guys get in there, and, so you guys are now inside of the, in their hut, sort of. And so, the woman offers you some tea, and says, "Would you like some tea?"
Yes, I have also recognized that I have not introduced myself. I am Lorgi, and this is my, these are my companions. They may introduce themselves if you want.
I am Lieutenant Klang. Do you have any blood wine?
Blood wine? I don't know what that is. I don't think we do.
I'll have a tea. Yes, please.
Are you... Oh, by the way, Klingons do like tea. That's a thing.
Yes, but I want blood wine, but tea is fine.
Okay.
This is why you're at AA, so...
It's why I asked. I thought it'd be enough.
So, tea gets distributed from little pottery cups, and it's actually fairly good. It's got some nice complex flavors, and like I said, Klingons like a good strong cup of tea. So,
Right.
and as you're sitting around warming up, there's a fire going, and it's nice and roaring, and it's a pretty cozy place, really. The floor is hard packed dirt, but it is well maintained. The walls are mostly stone on the inside. The thatching is very well done, so none of the water is getting through to you. Although after the storm, some of the thatching will probably have to be replaced. But that's a thing for thatched roof houses. And so, as you sit around warming yourselves up a little bit from the cold storm, the woman comes back up to you and says, "Are you here for the library?"
What library?
Well, the library. She's the only reason most people come here.
Does anybody else know about a library?
Well, I assume that you must have come from far away to see our library.
What kind of library is it?
I mean, she's the one who recounts our stories.
Yes, we are here to see this library. In fact, we're quite interested in it. Could you tell us more about it?
Well, she's here. She'll be coming tomorrow to tell the stories of our people, our traditions. And then the guy looks over to a little section of the house. It's kind of like a side section, sort of like an addition. And he calls over and he says, "It's all right, come out." And so you see a small girl. She's probably, if you're guessing like human ages, like 7, 8 maybe. She steps out from behind a curtain that was hanging sort of halfway across, not a doorway, like there's not a physical door, but like the curtain is just there to separate those sections. And so she comes out and she introduces herself as Narabal. And she says, I help Mom make tea for trade. And so she's sort of just staring wide-eyed at you. And so the little girl says, "Are you going to tell us a story?"
Yes, I will tell you. Have you ever heard of a very nasty group of mercenaries called the
You're missing.
Romulan?
You're missing a big opportunity to ask her if she's ever heard the tale of Darth Plagueis the Wise.
That's a story you need to at least be for.
Well, here's one thing. You guys could tell a story from Klingon mythology. These are primitive people. They might like that kind of thing.
I could, but I could also make them not like Romulans.
Yeah.
They don't know what a Romulan is.
Yes, but I don't have to
them
tell
that-
them what a Romulan is for them not to like.
Well, why don't you
what
guys
a
have
Romulan-
an aside where you guys think up what story you would like to tell them, and this can be a discussion that you guys have. We'll assume it's in Klingon or something. They don't have universal translators, so whatever, it's fine. So why don't you guys discuss what story would you like to tell them?
We could tell them that we killed our gods, but if they believe in gods, they might take offense to that.
I don't know. That seems a little bit too.
You could tell them the
Arn.
story of Kalis and Lucara standing against the armies of Molor.
That is a good one. We could tell them about a semi-fictional account of a very honorable Klingon warband defending a Klingon colony from Romulans, but make it so it's not obvious about the whole aliens thing. To hopefully make sure they never trust Romulans, as all should.
Yeah, I will say that while the Klingon Empire does not have a prime directive as such, informing Bronze Age people about all this crazy stuff is probably just going to make chaos, which will probably just annoy the Klingons who eventually have to get here and try to control the population.
Which is exactly why we don't tell them all the alien stuff and try to format it in a way where they can understand not to trust people like Romulans, but they also don't catch on to crazy space age stuff.
Well, what do you guys think?
I do personally. Yeah.
Sure. I mean, we're telling them a story, which I think is just, I don't know. It's
Well-
a risk, I think.
I think we should talk about Kalis.
Well, so we have a vote for, I don't know, we have a vote for making up a story about Romulans.
Honestly,
Mohawk, what do you think?
I'm trying to go with a joke, but hey.
We can't hear you there, Dakota.
Push a hawk.
Dakota?
Yep. Hello? Can you hear
Oh,
me?
yep, now we can.
Yes.
What do you want to tell the story about?
I'm fine with any.
Well, right now, what has already been proposed is we make up a story about Romulans and we tell a story about Kalis.
Kalish sounds fine.
What about Corporal Anon, what do you want to do? I can't hear you if you're talking. Did we lose Corp again?
Corp is out.
All right. So I think at this point, Kalis is winning. So who would like to tell the story of Kalis?
I'm gonna say Lieutenant Clang.
All right.
So, and I
Get enough screen time.
okay. Here's what you need to know about Kalis. Kalis is the ultimate warrior god, man god of Klingon. I'd say mythology.
Wait. Do you want to start out
right?
just telling them about aliens?
So, do you mind if I tell the story?
Sorry. Go ahead. Wait, are you saying this
Okay.
directly to the little girl right now?
Yes, this is the story.
Okay. Well, she says, "What's a Klingon?"
Oh my dear, we are Klingons. We are from the proud planet of
You
Korra.
just exposed us.
We are warriors.
All right. Well, then she says.
Please stop hearing the child.
Lord
Then
is
she
doing
says, "What's
hard
a?"
impression right now.
She says, "Wait, what's a planet?"
I'm still wearing my disguise. I don't know what you did, but I'm still wearing my disguise.
Does anyone else? So I'll be honest with you. You are currently creating a complication for the check that you were about to make.
I know, this is... We
Well,
shouldn't be
why do
telling
we-
them stories.
Why were we forced to
Flag.
tell the story?
You weren't
Fine.
forced. You could have said no, but
We're
Clang,
making
why
this
are you telling a
story for
fictional
so long?
All right, I will tell the story of Kalis. In
All
a
right.
faraway land, there is a warrior that that fought against tyrants and bad guys and defeated them, and all of the innocent, beautiful people rallied behind Kalis, and Kalis saved them, and it is a beautiful thing. And that's what you can accomplish if you always do the right thing, little girl.
how did he save them?
With the sword of honor, with his batlath.
What's a bat? Is that a sword? A batleth is a sword of honor?
A batlath is a weapon that he created. It's like a sword.
What were
He's
the
very good at fighting?
what were the
bad
tyrants doing?
guys. Pillaging, raping, bad things.
Yes, definitely tell the 7-year-old girl rape stories.
She asked. Okay.
Okay, fair enough.
You said that.
How did he defeat them? Did he just stab them all?
He defeated them by getting all the rest of the people, which outnumbered these tyrants, by gathering them together under one banner of justice. And together, they were all able to outnumber the tyrants and fight against them.
Wow. And that's where you come from?
We come from that land, yes. We are a warrior peoples, but we only fight for peace.
That sounds like you must come from far away. I've never heard of any of that. All right,
We come from the other side of the planet entirely.
take a
The
command.
world.
Take a presence command check with a difficulty of 2, and it's going to be headed by Lieutenant Clang. However, as a result of sorry, not Lieutenant Clang. That's it being headed by Ensign Gensen. Who actually? Wait a minute. Did we beam down with Ensign Gensen?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
So you beamed down with a lizard woman?
You said you did.
I believe we beamed down with
disguise.
Ethel, Clang, and Mohawk.
I'm gonna have to go ahead and say that Ensign Gensen is covered head to toe like in a burqa.
I've been scarred from the.
No, it's fine. It's fine. You got a burqa on. It's great.
I was in a wildfire.
'Cause-
and,
Yeah.
these are just.
I was still wildfire. All right. So
can we just?
here's the thing,
I
right?
want to make this clear. Ensign Gensen the entire time was speaking like standard lizard person in the fiction, pronouncing the S's.
Yeah.
All right. So here's what's gonna happen. I am increasing the threat level to 3 for this check because first Lieutenant Clang decided to be completely insane.
I'm good to the help, aren't I?
And also because I'm spending a point of threat to increase the threat range from 2 to 3.
I don't understand the problem here.
I know.
I'm proud of my heritage.
That's great. But, okay, so Ensign Gensen needs to take a presence command, and it can be assisted by any one other character.
Okay, I have 10 free. I think I'm probably the best bet for this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Presence is literally my highest attribute.
Complication range 1.
Yeah, I'm at 9-1, so TD's
No,
better.
complication range is 3.
This is one hard to convince the little girl.
No, it just means that there's a very high chance of a complication as a result of you guys deciding to somehow go crazy and talk about planets and aliens.
Hey, I have a question.
I
What is
I need to interrupt this with some banter. I lean over to Elle and I just whisper, I'm going to need the strongest blood wine we have on board the ship once we get back.
Oh, wait,
Commander, I never got my tea.
Alright, roll that die.
Presence command. Well,
What's
wait
the question?
a minute,
Hold on.
No, never mind. I was just seeing if my focuses helped out.
What are they?
They're not. Meteorology, evasive maneuver, sexology. I mean, I did have rape in there.
Well, if you had told more of the love story between Kalis and Lucara, then maybe sexology might have helped.
Yeah, maybe.
We're
Okay.
talking to a 7-year-old though.
Complication
So,
range 3. What do we have to roll to succeed here?
It's a difficulty 2 check. You have 3 momentum. You could spend all of it to get 2, or you could spend 1 of it to get 1 extra die.
I'll get 1 extra die.
Okay.
Roll 3 die.
Alright, so roll 3 dice. So that is 2 successes and 1 more, so you get that momentum back.
Nice.
And
there you go.
so the girl seems very impressed, and her parents seem to approve. And so the woman says, "Would you like to hear a story?"
Yes.
Certainly.
All right. Well, first, would you like a second cup of tea, anyone?
Yes, please.
All right. So a second round of tea is poured for anyone who wants it, and this round is served with some little, vaguely sweet bits of, like little biscuits that are dense but fairly tasty. They've got a little bit of a nutty flavor and a little kick of spice, but also some vague sweetness, as if maybe they were cooked with something like some kind of honey or something. And they pair well with the tea. And so the wife starts. The husband says, "In a time before this one, beyond living memory, a forest grew in this valley from mountain to mountain. The forest gave our people all they needed: sweet fruit to eat, cool shade from the 2 suns, limbs to climb and cradle us. But our ancestors forgot their love of the forest. They sought only to serve themselves. They thought themselves above the world, not part of it, and their arrogance almost destroyed us all. Many died in the great catastrophe, and in the years of sorrow that followed. But in our tales of remembrance, we relearned what our ancestors forgot: care for the land, and the land will care for you and keep you always." And then when he finishes speaking, the little girl says, "I can take you to the cave. The story is there. I can show you." And the man says, "It's just a myth, little sprout." And then he turns to his wife and says, "The girl must understand the difference between what is true and what is imagined." And then the woman says, "Faith is not imagined, husband. Go on, my daughter, show them. There is still time before the library begins. We can meet you there in the morning if you'd like." So
Every
at this
story
point,
has a bit of proof in it.
at this point, the girl says, "If you want, we can wake up early after the storm and go to the cave."
Sure.
I'll do that.
I just took my hand in I just took my head in my hand, just emulating Picard. Just like, ugh.
All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I am going to reduce... so a new scene is coming up. We're going to reduce your momentum to 2. And as a result of the passage of time, basically, the thunderstorm is done, and we're reducing the storm from Storm 2 to Storm 1. Now, if you would like, you may spend your last momentum to simply get rid of the storm, and have the storm have passed during the night.
Yeah, do it.
Okay, so... The storm...
Wait, no, it's not my decision. That's not my decision.
I mean, that's fair, yeah. So what do you guys think? Well, we could take a vote, because this is an out-of-game thing. So we'll just go around. Bent, what do you think? Yes or no?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, Duke, what do you think? Yes or no?
Yes.
All right, TD Lane, what do you think?
Yeah.
All right, well, technically it doesn't matter, because at this point we've reached a majority, but Dakota, what do you think?
Yes.
And it super doesn't matter, but Colton?
Yes.
Okay, so you guys...
My opinion matters anyways.
Well, it would have if it had been closer. All right, so the rain is finally done, and there's still a bit of a wind, but now you can hear the campfire, and you wake up, and you smell something that smells pretty tasty coming from over the campfire, where the woman is stirring something around in a pot. And she glances over as she notices you starting to stir, and she says, "Oh, you're awake. Would you like breakfast?"
Hey, you're finally awake.
Yeah, exactly.
Shit.
Dragons are coming!
You got caught in that Imperial
That rubble block cave.
So, would you in fact like some breakfast, guys?
I'll take some breakfast.
Yeah, more of that tea if it's available.
So,
I'll
she
decline.
she pours into some bowls a thick stew with bits of grain that you don't recognize, but it also has some hunks of fairly fatty meat, but the fat has mostly been sort of dissolved into the broth and into the meat. And there are bits of tuber that are similar to carrots, but they're not actually carrots. And it's fairly well seasoned, and while Klingons aren't big on cooking all of their meat, they are familiar with the concept, and it's not bad. The texture isn't what you're used to, but it's fairly decent. And so, as that's happening, no, it's pretty good. And so as that's going, she starts pouring a bit more tea, and she says, "So I guess you were gonna go to the cave with our daughter."
Yes.
Yeah.
The cave.
I slept on the ground.
The cave is where
I have had a mediocre meal in comparison to what I normally have. This is by far the best morning I've had in 20 or so years.
Wow. Well, I'm glad we could help. And you gave us... Well, your story started out very strangely and incomprehensibly.
Yes, I apologize. Clang is a little bit insane.
Oh. Well, I hope he gets better.
I hope so. In fact, that is one of the things we hope to figure out in the near future.
Maybe the library will have something to make us knock some sense into him.
Okay. Well, I hope you enjoy breakfast and have fun at the cave, although do keep in mind, we'll all be showing up very shortly because once the library gets here, all of us are going to head to the cave because it's where we do our recital.
Can you tell us more about this library? Because it's different than what I think libraries are.
Our library, she's our storyteller. She remembers all of the important stories of our people.
Ah, okay. That makes sense. Okay.
Okay. So, we're doing a new scene, which means you drop down to -1 momentum. No, sorry. You stay at 0. Alright. So you guys head out with the little girl, and she leads you to a cave. And, inside the cave, luminescent moss dispels the darkness. You follow Narabal through twisting underground passages to a massive chamber. Among quartzite columns and petroglyphs rests a half-buried seed pod, composed of metal and organic material. The teardrop-shaped seed pod is 1 meter tall. Living roots extend from the bottom and into the nearby pools of water. A delicate seedling, a red-leafed tree, is visible through a small window. On the chamber's walls, petroglyphs depict a vast forest. Narabal points to the carvings and says, "This is the empty valley before it emptied." She then points to the seed pod and says, "The stories say it sings a beautiful melody. The library heard it once, long ago. I have sat here many cycles of the suns, hoping to hear its song. Do you think it will ever sing for me?
No.
That would be impossible to know.
Wow, dick.
I think you stop giving her any hope.
Yeah, this welcome to the harsh reality of life.
Maybe one day in the future.
You live on a planet where you have to run from the rain. Of course you're not going to get the flower to sing for you.
Well, I mean, don't you try to get out of the rain?
No.
No.
Oh, fair enough, then.
The Klingons shoot the rain to keep it from landing on us.
Okay, good luck with that. Oh, there's also no...
Actually, we're usually just too drunk to even realize it rained.
It rains here so often. I literally just don't care enough to go outside when it does. If I'm outside.
I mean, I guess fair.
Yeah.
So what do you guys want to do? There's a biomechanical seed pod that looks a lot like the seed pods you encountered on the geodesic dome.
Okay, I'm gonna go to the little girl. Why don't you go home? We're gonna stay here and keep looking at this and see if the librarian comes along soon.
She says, but I want to know if the seed pod is going to sing to me.
We don't know.
Well, it won't sing to me if I'm not here to listen. Plus, everyone's coming soon. So I'll just be back.
Alright.
Yeah, alright.
So what do you guys want to do here? What's your goal?
I can stay with the child because I'm suspicious of this damn plan.
Yeah, I want to scan that thing.
Okay, so
I think he's gonna do something.
So crewman Ethel, you're gonna basically distract the kid while other people go and scan.
Do we need to get crewman Ethel a shotgun to say her? I'm
just gonna show her my homeworld juggling techniques, except it's with knives.
All right. Well, why don't you take a presence command check, crewman Ethel, to see if you can successfully distract the child. And I'm not going to tell you if you succeed or fail until we start doing some other things. All right, that is a good roll. I will say that at least. All right. So while crewman Ethel is attempting to distract the child, who's doing what?
Sounded like you said strike the child.
No, distract. Don't distract the child. I mean, I guess you can. I'm not going to stop you, but it's not a great idea.
I'm not good with kids.
I feel like if the librarian comes in and the rest of the village comes in and you're just mercilessly beating a 7-year-old girl, it might not go well. So what's everyone else doing?
I am scanning the plant.
All right, so this is going to be a reason science check. This is going to be difficulty 3. Alternately, you can use insight engineering. So what's Lieutenant Klang's reason plus his science?
Reason is 8, science is 4.
So that's 12. What is Morak? What's your insight plus your engineering?
6 plus 5, so 11 in total.
All right, so that means that we should probably have Klang go primary and maybe have Morak do an assist. Now this is difficulty 3.
Ranges,
the complication range is 1.
3.
No, it's 1. Okay. You guys are inside. Plus, there's no ill effects from someone having gone crazy and telling people about aliens and planets and warriors. Yeah, so now you don't have any momentum.
I'm just gonna sit down and let the nerds do their thing. I need to bring it up with the captain about not bringing along the brash Klingons for covert missions ever again. But
Lieutenant Klang might be barred from covert missions, huh?
Yes, this is at least ones where we need to act. I understand some Klingons aren't great at that.
Now, I do want to point out, Klingons aren't super huge on stealthiness in combat. But in terms of situations where they don't feel like they need to start attacking people, they don't mind going on covert missions or cloaking and whatnot. So, But all right, so let's see. We figured out that it was going to be Klang who's running the science reason check, and Morak is going to assist. So, do you guys want or need to buy any dice? And do you think any of your focuses are going to help? Or determination. Anyone who hasn't spent determination here might be able to.
I have botany.
That actually is a good focus.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that'll work.
And it's 3, complication 3. We don't have
No,
any,
it's complication 1. Complication 1.
Oh, okay. All right, I'm just gonna roll with focus then.
Okay, that is 1 complication and 1 success. So, Mohak. Now, here's the thing. You cannot succeed with a single roll. However, have you spent your point of determination yet? You have. You can roll, but unless you buy dice, you're not going to see. Actually, you can't buy dice. So, all right, you do not learn much, which means that I will tell you. Actually, you know what? I will tell you this. Echol actually did better than the difficulty I'd set, so you do have an extra point of momentum. You Klang could spend it on an extra die.
Yeah, I will do that.
Okay. This is an exception to the general rule that you have to declare it beforehand, because I didn't want to tell you if you succeeded with this. Well, that didn't help.
It didn't work.
So,
I mean,
I'm going to say
the opportunity, but
you guys have a couple more checks worth of time, but Echulda is going to have to keep distracting the kid.
I've moved on to axes, now it's getting dangerous.
Uh-oh. All right.
I'm just looking at
Disruptors are next, so
Take another presence command check. There,
I thought swords are next. I'm just looking at Ethel, and I'm just thinking. In fact, I mutter.
So yeah, Ethel, take a reason command check.
This entire mission's been a 3-month-old.
Okay, but I need Corp to take that check.
Oh, reason and command?
Yes. All right. So I'm going to let you guys know, because I told you before, you now have a point of momentum. All right. Klang, do you want to spend the point of momentum to try again?
yeah. Yes.
do it.
Wait, why did you only roll 1 die?
Because I thought I was only allowed to roll 1.
No, you're taking lead on this, so you're rolling 3 dice.
Oh!
Which now means roll 2 more, so roll 2.
I thought he was backing up. Ooh, nice roll.
That is 4 successes. All right, Mohak, you're on the assist, so that is 2 points of momentum already added.
You know, never before has Nat Snake Eyes been so good.
All right, so Mohak, if you could roll that 1 insight engineering check, please. Please.
Go, nerd.
Mohak, do the thing. Press button.
Roll the thing.
Just do it! Get it? It's 2009.
What is everything okay? Did Dakota die on us?
He rolled a die.
Oh, he did. But it was presence engineering, not insight engineering, so he rolled it wrong.
I'm not entirely sure if this push to talk is working on.
There, I rolled it correctly. And it was a 1, so it's another success. All right, so you guys are up to 4 momentum, some of which could be used on a couple, like obtain information reveals or whatever. But what you have found out is the seed pod is a biomechanical transmitter, and it is approximately 10,000 years old, which, spoiler alert, is about how old the ruins are that you found inside of the only 1,000-year-old geodesic dome.
Okay.
Would you like to spend some momentum to obtain information?
Before we do that, I have an idea. Okay, I have a thought. If we could get this beacon off the planet and onto a different planet, we could divert that biodome ship.
They've only got so much time left, though, in terms of like just soil quality and whatnot. So it's got to be close. But that is an interesting idea. Would you like to spend some momentum, though, before we decide on more information?
I mean,
Can we ask specific question?
So you can. So the first 2 points of momentum that you spend are just going to be me revealing in sequence 2 different things that are important.
How important are they? Sometimes you say things that are not important.
These are pretty important things.
Important.
All right, I'll decide, but go ahead. Spend the momentum. Tell us the thing.
How much? The first point?
How many points of momentum do we have?
4.
And you want us to spend 2? Sure. Go
No,
ahead, spend 2.
I will spend the first one, and I'll tell you the first one. Here we go.
All right.
So, the device is not alien to our Bali Prime. Its biology is comparable to the planet's other plant and animal life. So this is a thing from our Bali Prime. Do you want to spend another one?
Sure. Yes.
Okay. The organic elements show evidence of antibodies to a weaponized biological agent.
Maybe those facts are supposed to help me, but they don't.
Oh, that was funny. It was me.
all right. I'm gonna go walk over to where.
Okay, so
Yeah,
we
we
know
are
that this beacon is from this planet. I have no idea how the other biodome ship got stuff.
Y'all better hurry up. I'm moving to grenades.
All right. Well, as you're hearing about this, you start hearing footsteps in the distance, and some of the natives start coming into view.
Okay.
And we are starting a new scene. So you're down to momentum, 1 momentum, and
Get over this soon. He's
a
gonna move
decent
on.
number of people enter the area, and so including Narabal's parents, who also join and take their daughter, and like they're not angry or anything, but they're like, oh hey, come on, listen to the library. So I'm assuming that you put away your scanning instruments and whatnot. But the library is an old woman, full of wrinkles, and so she takes a seat on a stone beside the seed pod. Various children and their parents file into the cave and start sitting in a circle around her. Would you guys like to join them in the circle?
Yes, but beforehand, I'm gonna whisper to my fellow Klingons. As soon as we're done listening to this story and we've have an opportunity to leave, we're going to do so, and we're going to be back to the ship. Understood? And well, don't juggle anything more dangerous than those grenades, please. I don't want you juggling plasma torches.
Okay. So a particular very old woman who has sat down there, presumably the library, and she starts speaking. She says, "Oh, long ago, our ancestors foresaw the coming of the great cataclysm. They foresaw the end of the forest, and so they sent away their surviving trees with the faithful to care for them. They hoped one day we could make our valley worthy again of such a gift. This seedling reminds us of our destiny." And she points towards the seed pod. "If the day comes when the forest grows once more, we must not forget our place in the order of things. This is why we keep our stories close. To see where we are going, we must first understand where we have been." So the library then asks each child to share some story that they have prepared. And the stories range from mundane, seasoned planting and harvest, to the deeply personal, tales of loss and sadness. When it's Narabal's turn, the girl you met, she tells the story of strangers coming to her homestead. The library turns to you and asks where you've come from.
Okay. I'm answering this. We have come from the far side of the world. You're explorers, so to say, and story collectors from our area.
Yeah.
That's all.
All right.
Yes.
So, sorry. Let me double check what I am reading here. Okay, so she says, "We have rejected many false tales of promise. Traders from beyond the valley have come offering worthless seeds. How do we know your trees are any different?"
Well, we've come here because we believe that this contains the true history of our people.
Our trees have honor.
Yes,
All right.
exactly.
So, at this point, you're going to have to... Okay, you guys need to persuade her that you guys are not essentially crazy talk people. So this is going to be a presence command check, and it is difficulty 4.
Everyone roll it.
Presence command difficulty 4. We have 1 point of momentum. I'm spending that, and I'm taking lead because 13 in total here. Presence and command. That's
Do you want to add any threat or anything?
no, just one. Just spend 1 momentum.
Okay, so I will say that I'm spending 2 threat to increase the complication range to 2.
Oh, good.
I'm 8-1 in
want to
presence
assist me?
command, so I can't really help. Unless I'm the
I'm
best.
9 too. I could help.
Yeah, you should
All
help.
right,
That's pretty good.
Clang is helping.
All right, so
Despite the
now
fact
I
he's
want to
already
point out
done
this means you only have 4 dice, so
equation.
every single one of them has to succeed.
Well, you can get a 2-0.
Okay, does anyone have any determination they haven't spent that could help?
I already spent my determination.
Anyone else?
No.
Does anyone have any
No.
focuses that could help?
I don't have any values to apply here.
Now, here's another thing. You could choose to challenge the mission directive if you haven't already spent your determination. You could say, you know what? You know the whole thing where we have to protect the mission, or sorry, we have to protect this planet for the Klingon Empire? F that. I'm just going to be honest about aliens, trees, and whatnot, and coming down and all that, and that will let you spend your point of determination to get a free 2 successes on either the main roll, if you're the main person who's rolling, and you have a point of determination, or if you're assisting, to just have your assist die have automatically rolled a 1 and get 2 successes. So, does anyone
Well.
who hasn't spent their point of determination so far?
Well, Clang doesn't have any.
I
think I spent mine earlier.
don't know. Does
I don't
the
think
House of Honor?
I don't think Echuld has.
I haven't, but does the House of
I
Honor
don't
must
know.
be upheld? Apply?
I don't think I have. I just. Yeah, I mean.
Yeah,
sure.
you haven't used your values. So no.
All right, if you want, you can just challenge the mission directive. I'll let you have rolled a 1 on the assist, so that's 2 successes, and then whoever's taking lead just has 3 dice to roll.
I really don't think that's a good idea
No?
because I don't see any reason to. But
Well, you might fail the check,
exactly.
and they might
Let's do
throw
it.
you out. And then you might be in a situation where the trees arrive tomorrow, and no one knows what's going on, and then...
I feel like we should probably do this because it's gonna take us from almost
Do it.
certain failure to a decent chance of not.
It will
failing.
wrap up the story, too. Well, I mean, we have to tell them eventually, otherwise, like Dapper said, everything will just... The other ship will show up, and... What then?
So what do you think?
That's the Klingon Empire's problem. We're
Echol.
just trying to save a species.
We are the Klingon Empire.
Well, yeah.
We're not the ones who decided
Obviously,
the planet for the Klingon Empire. That's there. That's
Yeah, I'm gonna-
That's the job
Whatever.
they gave us.
that's the Empire.
I'm going to be perfectly honest.
No,
I don't.
we're not.
Look, here's the thing.
Populating the
So
planet.
far, Echol is the one who hasn't really spent determination, so it's up to her. What do you want to do, Corporal? Do you want
Yeah,
to do that?
do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then it doesn't matter what else anyone says. The person who's taking lead,
Yeah.
roll 3 dice, because you spent your momentum. Alright, that's 1.
Great.
Plus 2 more. And that is still not enough.
Who's assisting?
Kind of one.
No, Ethel assisted and got 2 successes. It's not enough.
So it's not.
So, you guys tell them all about the forest coming and all this thing. They don't believe you. The library says you have to leave. We are not here for false stories about forests from the stars. This is nonsense, and so they kick you out. So you guys are...
I just want to suggest I do still have the grenades that I was juggling. We could just threaten the shit out of them until we get our way.
None of them know what a grenade is.
Just go like...
Well, they're gonna find out, aren't they?
Well,
Be honest.
You could toss one off to the side, and they'll know what they are then.
I got like 6 of these puppies, and
All right.
there may have been 8 while you left me alone with the child and 2 detonated.
so are you leaving the area, or are you going to start murdering defenseless Bronze Age people?
Yes.
We're leaving. We're leaving.
Okay, that's a
Amanda,
decent
we're
answer.
leaving.
Leaving.
All right, so
99%.
as you leave, so it's been a day or so. So you're expecting the geodesic ship today, and as you're leaving, you get a communication from the ship, and one of like some third shift guy is like, Lieutenant Lorg, or sorry, Commander Lorg. The geodesic dome has appeared in orbit of our Bali Prime. It's now descending into the atmosphere.
Oops.
So,
Okay. Where is it going to land?
it's going to land in the valley near you.
Oh, good. All right, we're sticking around for a bit longer. We're going to see how this
All
plays
right.
out. On
Suddenly, Ensign Gensen is seized once again by the trees, and she says,
Okay.
"This alien yet familiar soil has awakened ancient memories within us. Millennia ago, these people journeyed among the stars. One of them, an astronaut, woke us to consciousness. He is here within me, even now, and so he is a part of all of us. He came from this valley. He carried its memory across galaxies. He taught us about the people who lived here, who loved the forest like they loved their children. When our own world died, his love called us here. There are too few of us left to be called a forest, but with their tender care we could survive. If they welcome us, care for us in our time of need. If you let us thrive and flourish, we will provide them with shade and fruit. It has been so long, so very long, since their kind sat beneath our branches. Let their little ones climb upon our limbs as they would your backs, and we will cradle them always."
Okay, sure. You remember our agreement, though, right? The one I wanted to confirm. You guys have full rights to this planet, as long as you can cooperate with the locals.
Who are you speaking to? Sorry.
The trees. The trees.
The trees are
again.
currently unresponsive as their ship plummets down from orbit, and you can see it now. It's coming in, and there's shock heating, and it's engulfed in fire. And as it approaches, somehow it starts to slow down. You still don't understand the technology, but it slows down, and it hits the ground, and the geodesic dome part has started to dissolve away, and it's just kind of falling in on itself. So at this point, the native Arbalians start filing out of the cave, and are rather alarmed to see a giant new forest in their valley, and they start crying out in fear, and picking up things like pitchforks and scythes to try to run at this thing that has landed from the sky.
You would think locals have tales about how they weren't very nice to the trees, and how there was a great catastrophe. Would be pretty grateful for a giant forest just suddenly appearing.
Yeah.
But no.
All right. Well, if you would like, you can try again to take another check to convince them not to kill the trees, or you can just let them kill the trees.
Okay. We're gonna have to go intervene.
All right. So at this point, I'm going to count this as challenging the mission directive for Commander Lorg. But that's okay. That's not the worst thing, right? That's fine. All right, so take a at this point it's going to be daring command roll. Whoever's best at that, and someone else can assist.
Who else has daring command?
Daring command, I'm
Nope.
11-1.
My daring is 9. My command is 1.
So that's
Okay.
10. So these numbers are just added together. So
Yeah,
just
I'm a 10 and a 2, so...
I'm at 12.
12.
10 too. Nice. Okay, I think Clang is gonna have to take command then here for this.
Okay, so take
And I,
now. Do you want to buy any extra dice? You can buy threat to do it.
No. No.
All right, it's difficulty
No.
3.
Oh.
can I assist?
I mean, any of us that have like 10 can assist.
I'm 11-1.
I
That's
mean,
12.
we're not gonna...
Yeah.
Yeah, I have 12, so it's... I don't think we're gonna succeed.
You could if you buy new dice with threat.
Well, if
Clang's
it's my
natural-
choice, I choose to do that, but my commanding officer said no.
It's whoever's the
you know-
primary on this, which is
You
commander
know
one.
what? If it's a difficulty free, we're doing it.
Okay, how much threat do you want to buy?
Just one die.
Okay, well that is 1 success plus another threat, so you guys are now up to 8 threat.
Oh, good.
And they start attacking the trees. And
Oh, good.
now
Why
you
would you roll 10? I have a 12.
what?
Fine.
Yeah, I don't know why I rolled that instead of...
Oh. Wait. Ensign Genson had a 12.
Yeah, I said that like 8 times.
Crap.
Yeah,
Okay,
you
hold up. So Ensign Genson, you rolled that. Who had the highest check on that, or the highest number combination?
Well, it was a tie. Clang had a 12, and so did.
Okay, so that's why Clang rolled that. So
Yeah,
we're gonna ignore you on that one.
Yeah.
Who was the next best person?
I thought Ensign Genson had a.
Okay,
10, like-
Genson, roll. Okay, well that didn't help.
No help for the
Oh, that.
Wait,
Those are
did
so
any of you have a focus that you think might work?
Try
No.
sex only.
I don't. I have emergency medicine, meteorology, and evasive.
All right.
maneuver.
Well,
Not bad.
what ends up happening is, unless you decide to stop it violently, our Bali Prime natives end up chopping down all of the trees. Would you like to allow that?
Can we just take our phasers out and blast in the air to
Disruptor.
scare them and stop them?
It's disruptor.
Why in the air, dude? Just
We
Just
should
take
just start disruptors as stun and reveal us or else it's Klingons at this point.
Disruptors don't have stuff.
Yeah,
Shout out computer freeze program and see if anything happens.
alright, I've challenged the mission directive as is.
Q, can you help us?
Q doesn't help. So, all right, do you want to attack them, the humanoids?
We've invested too much time in this mission to let it fail, which is why I'm challenging the mission directive in the first place.
Well, technically, your mission won't fail either way, but you will have caused the extinction of the species, or you allow the species to become extinct if you don't stop them.
Okay, I suggest we take our disruptors and shoot them in the air to scare the Bronze Age medieval people into submission.
All right, I will allow you to retake the check if you do that.
No, I've got a better idea. Ethel, you still have those grenades, right?
I got like 8 of them, yeah.
Okay,
Did
but
you
here's the
talk
thing:
one
you
into
didn't
the area?
actually spend momentum to get grenades, so you don't technically have grenades. I was gonna let it go until you decided to use them.
Okay.
Damn
Okay,
you!
well, I do. Okay, can I at least say I have like 3 knives that I was juggling in front
Yeah,
of that
sure,
child?
you definitely got knives. But if you want to
Can
shoot,
I knife someone in the throat then?
I
Dapper,
mean, you
we need-
can.
Dapper, we need an
Mysterious
explanation
quality.
for why those grenades suddenly disappeared. I'm just gonna say Q just sapped them out of existence.
Yeah, sure, why not? John Delancey shows up and he's like,
I had a little fanny pack and I set it down when we were eating or when we were talking
all right,
to the library.
let's just say this, because we're coming up on like, we should probably end soon. You shoot your disruptors up into the air. You may now take another check. However, again, it's going to be difficulty 4. What's the plan here?
What is the check? What are the attributes and disciplines we're rolling?
This is going to be daring command.
How's everyone rolling it? Sorry.
So we'll just start at the top. Borath, or not Borath, but Lieutenant Clang. Add daring to control and tell me what the number is.
It's 12.
Okay, 12. Lord,
Command.
what is it?
Yeah, 12.
Darren Khan?
Darren
You mean?
Command.
Alright. Set control initially.
Sorry, Darren Command. What is it?
Mine is 12. Ensign Gensen's at 12.
No, Lord, what is it? Give me the number.
10.
Okay, so you probably shouldn't do with this one.
Yeah.
What is Ensign Gensen?
12.
Okay, what's Ehul?
10.
Okay, and Mohach?
9.
Okay, does anyone have a focus? Sorry, does either Borath, or not Borath, but Klang or Ensign Gensen have a focus that might work?
I have astrophysics, I have electromagnetic phenomena, I have quantum dynamics, and I have botany.
Yeah, I have evasive maneuvers, meteorology, sexology, and emergency medicine.
I will let
Start
botany
getting
count.
sexy, that'll distract
I will let botany count. Do you want to buy extra dice?
Yes, as many as possible.
Okay.
Them all.
Okay, so I am going to increase my threat from 4 to 10.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay, now who's taking lead on this?
I am, and I'm gonna potentially be risking my Lieutenant Klang life trying to.
Roll 5 dice with your focus on.
Okay.
That's not bad.
That is a success. You managed
Oh
it.
god, finally!
Okay.
Did it.
Now it was what was it? Who was going to assist? Sorry,
Ensign Gensen.
Gensen. Roll your die.
1 die.
Yep. Okay, you guys gain a point of momentum.
So
Yay!
that's not a 9.
Okay. There we go.
Now we're all gonna die from 10 threat.
You manage to fire your phasers off into the air, talk about how great trees are with your botany focus,
Yeah.
Yes.
and then, so you mentioned things about how all of their, so you fire your guns off into the air, and it stops everyone, because no one has seen any of this, right?
Right.
Which, by the way, is going to count as essentially everyone having violated the mission directives. So you're all going to have a difficult time getting honor from this mission. But you're succeeding. So, everyone stops. And Lieutenant Klang, who was the one who had botany, right?
Yes.
Okay, so Lieutenant Klang gives this speech about how the legends that they heard about the trees correspond to these trees. These are the trees that can help them. These trees are intelligent. They can speak to them. They can, there are the gardeners who tend to them, just like their ancestors tended to the forest in the valley, and all of this stuff. And so, finally, everyone puts down their weapons, and they say that, okay, we won't destroy these trees. And now, here's the thing. Ensign Gensen, you are now connected to these trees. You can attempt to go to the ship and have that connection removed and continue on with the crew. Or you can stay here, reveal yourself as an alien, but continue to be the voice of the trees to these people who will now be forming a symbiotic relationship with them, as their ancestors did with a similar forest in the past. What do you want to do?
If I stay, does that help the success chances?
No, you guys have you guys have managed to convince the people to not kill the trees and to help them. They and the trees will attempt as best they can to get along. If Ensign Gensen stays, they'll do it more easily. But either way, this mission is going to be ending soon.
Yeah,
So basically, the question is, does Ensign Gensen more want to help these people and this forest continue, or does she want to lose her connection to the trees and lose her ability to be connected with this community in order to continue her mission to assist the crew of the ship? But she'll have to give up a big part of what's now become part of her. It won't be an easy transition.
I need to make one note. I do need Ensign Gensen while she's still connected for one last thing with the trees.
What's that?
To go over that little deal I tried to propose earlier.
Which is?
Basically, the trees agree to allow the Klingons to extract resources, and the Klingons will agree to protect the trees and their planet.
Okay, the Ensign Gensen, as the voice of the trees, says, if you Klingons do not harm the planet, we will allow you, without any interference, to assist us by protecting us, as well as extracting what resources we do not need, but that you do.
Understood. I will inform Clan High Command of this so they can confirm this.
Okay. Now,
Or Hardwill.
Duke,
what
is
guys?
what is Ensign Gensen thinking right now?
Do you guys want Ensign Gensen on the ship still, or do you want Ensign Gensen to stay here? I think we should keep her on the ship because she's a good asset.
Well, ultimately, you're playing her right now. So you can get advice, but ultimately it is up to you, Duke. So what are you guys thinking?
We have our crew members that we haven't created yet that we could. So.
Well, you can create new crew members with or without Ensign Gensen staying on the ship.
Yeah.
So it's not.
All
like
right. Ensign Gensen is going to stay on the planet.
Okay. Ensign Gensen takes off her burqa, if you will, and everyone is a bit shocked. But she explains, and by the way, Duke, you're no longer playing her. She is now an NPC.
How dare you show your ankle?
She says, "Do not be alarmed. I am here to speak for the trees. I will help you integrate your society with theirs. And I will be staying on this planet to help you, as well as staying in case any more outsiders come from beyond." And at this point, the rest of the crew can beam back up, and Ensign Gensen is removed from the show, but she is going to be sort of the ambassador or the liaison between the trees and the Arbali natives. So,
Quick question: have we used our one F-bomb?
no, I guess.
All right. I'm doing the same characters look. Fucking space Lorax.
Yeah, basically.
Just massaging his temples like this mission has not got. This mission has been by far the weirdest experience his entire career.
Okay, so you guys beam back up the ship, and the EMH contacts the captain. EMH says, "Captain, we have a bit of a problem here."
Yes, Doctor.
So, after consulting with some of my patients, they are apparently natives of an asteroid belt, and we're going to have to locate someplace for them to live, unless you want them to live here permanently.
Okay.
So, or we could send them back to the planet, where they will almost certainly end up sucking tree sap again.
Let's go find a place for them to live that isn't the planet.
Okay. So this is gonna end up being let's see. You need to do it fairly quickly, so you're gonna need to do a control science check. So who's got a good control science check?
I'm 11 control science.
I think
I'm 12
Wait,
control
I'm not
science.
anything. Never mind.
Clang is a 9 and a 4, so that's a 13.
Jensen's gone.
13 is probably the best one so far. So, and then someone else was the 12, right?
Yes, I was 12.
Okay, so this would normally be a difficulty 0, but I've got 10 threat, so I'm spending 6 of it to go from difficulty 1 to difficulty 4. Now, you are going to be assisted by your ship's science sensors, which then brings it down to a difficulty 3. So...
Well, we have no momentum, right?
No. Actually, no, you have 1. So, Lieutenant Clang could... Yep, alright. That 3?
Alright.
So, 3, and that's 3, and you can still take the check, although this is the last check of the night, so it doesn't really matter, because even if you gain momentum, who cares? Alright, so despite the difficulty with me spending threat and whatnot, you guys managed to use your sensors and find a suitable asteroid belt where you can replant the insect creatures. They will be able to survive on their own. You have cured them successfully. You have not genocided the trees. However, it's still a bit of an iffy question how much the Arbali Prime natives will be okay with aliens landing now that they know that aliens exist, especially when the Klingons are not big on the whole, like, negotiating a peaceful settlement thing. So it's not clear to what degree this will have spoiled Arbali Prime for future exploitation. And now that they know about space, they may even try to do things like use the technology of the seed pod to contact other spacefaring races if they feel like the Klingons aren't to their taste. So that's a big question there. However, you did save 2 sentient species from extinction. You did not cause the extinction of the Arbali Prime. So it's been a mixed adventure from the standpoint of the Klingon Empire. But I will say, from the standpoint of non-genocide, good job, everyone. And with that, I think we are going to close out of here. And thank you, everyone who watched and who watches in the future. We will be back next week with episode 4 of House of Torg, which is going to be an interesting one. Because up until now, most of this has been preamble. I've been slowly building towards episode 4.
Oh, good.
Yeah, episode 4 is going to be a big thing. So please do stand by for that.
Are we going to get battle maps? Because I've been missing battle maps.
Well, so we may have more battle maps. I'm not going to confirm or deny, but that's the thing. So we're going to get out of here. Thank you again, everybody, and have a great afternoon, evening, night, year, I don't know, whatever, millennium, epoch, whatever.
Time is irrelevant.
Yeah.
Irrelevant.
All right,
The universe
so
will
Have a
end.
great plonky